good morning, a lovely good morning to you, our viewers. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Camnet TV breakfast show of today, being the 23rd of January 2024. I hope you're having a lovely and beautiful morning. I'm your host, Miriam Kaimba, and I would like to apologize to you, our viewers, for starting the show a bit late. This was due to some technical issues beyond our control. However, regardless, we are here to ensure that we update you on issues that are trending in our country. Later on at 8, I will be joined by a guest in studio who is going to help me discuss various pertinent issues that are affecting our nation, as well as some of the trending issues. But right about now, let's get direct into our health corner and just see what the doctors have for us this morning.
Hi, good morning and welcome to the Health Corner here on the Breakfast Show. I am Dr. Nakubia Namfaya. So this week we are talking about a very interesting topic. We are talking about tuberculosis, and we really want to understand what are some of the causes of tuberculosis, or what are some of the risk factors of tuberculosis, and also some of the symptoms, so that we can be able to recognize the symptoms and seek treatment early. And it's important for you to know what type of TB that you have, so that you can know the duration or the time period in which to treat that TB, because there's a way that TB is treated depending on which part of the body is affected, and also depending on whether it's a new condition or a condition or a relapse that is occurring. So yesterday we talked about what is TB, and we say that TB is an infection that is caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And so this bacteria can be transmitted from person to person when you inhale aerosols from the environment that are infected with TB. So today we want to know what are some of the risk factors of TB. Who are the people who are at risk of having this infection? So the number one risk factor is people who have a relative or who are staying with somebody who has TB. So if you are staying with someone with TB, you are at a high risk of having this infection. Or if you've come in contact with somebody who has had TB, especially in places that are very crowded. So crowded places where you can't come in contact with someone who has TB and you don't even know. Sometimes you might know that this person has TB. Sometimes you might not know. So overcrowded places have a high risk of transmission for TB. And like I said, people who are living with somebody in the house who has TB are also at a high risk. And the other risk is that people who are staying with somebody who has multi-drug resistant TB. So if the person that you're staying with has multi-drug resistant TB or MDR TB, the risk of you getting the TB is very high, because it's more transmissible, because it's more transmitted to other people who do not have TB. The other risk factors are people who have HIV. So if you are a person who has HIV, try by all means to avoid being in contact with people who have TB, and try by all means to just protect yourself. When you're going out, try to wear a mask all the time, just to prevent yourself from getting some of these infections, because people who have HIV are at higher risk of getting opportunistic infections from the environment, whether it's TB or any other conditions. Then people who are also at risk are those who have who abuse drugs, especially people who abuse IV medications. So if you are a drug abuser, you are at a high risk of having tuberculosis. People who also have diabetes are also at risk of having tuberculosis, because they have immunosuppression. So their immune system is not very strong, and so they are not able to fight infections very well. So they are at risk of having tuberculosis as well. People who take alcohol, people who smoke are also increasing their risk of getting tuberculosis. The other risk factors are people who have cancer of the head and the neck. So if you have a cancer, whether it's in the brain or the head or in the neck, you are also at risk of having TB. You can easily get this TB from the environment. Then children as well can also get TB, and they are at high risk, especially children who are below the age of 5 years old. Their risk of getting TB is very high, and this is why people or children who are below 1 month of age are advised to get the BCG vaccine that can help to prevent them from getting this TB. And so if you have a baby, or if you are pregnant and planning to have a baby, make sure that your child gets the BCG vaccine so that they can be protected from getting this TB before the age of 5. So we want our children to be safe, because people or children who are below the age of 5 are at higher risk of having or contacting this TB from the environment. So these are some of the risk factors of people that can easily get TB. And so if you have any of these risk factors, make sure that you check yourself and try to eliminate some of them that you can. So if you are diabetic, make sure you are taking your medications and adhering to your medications to be able to control the diabetes that you have, so that your immune system is boosted. And if you are HIV positive and you're on medication, try as much as possible to adhere to the medications so that you can improve your CD4 count and improve your immune system. People who take alcohol and smoking, make sure that you try to stop smoking, because that will increase your chances of getting TB. So I do hope you have learned something today. Today we're talking about some of the risk factors of TB, and we say that people who live in overcrowded places, or people who are staying with somebody who has TB, are at high risk of contacting this TB from the people that they are staying with. With people who are HIV positive or who have diabetes can also get this TB very easily because of the immunosuppression. Then people who take alcohol, abuse drugs, and who smoke are also at risk of having this infection. Then children below the age of 5 can also get into this infection because of their reduced immune system. So make sure you watch again tomorrow when we'll be talking about the signs and symptoms. We want you to know exactly how you can be able to tell that you are having TB. And if you missed any other episodes on the Health Corner here on the Breakfast Show, you can also catch up on my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Nakuyana Mfaya Siameka on YouTube. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy and stay blessed.
I hope you did learn one or two things there from the doctor who was helping us, understand some of the risk factors of tuberculosis, which is TB, and we have been taught that even children and below the age of 5 are at risk of, having this TB. However, it is very important to ensure that you take them to the nearest health facility and ensure that they get vaccinated. Very, very important. But anyway, let's get now direct into our money market and just see how our currencies are performing. We have the United States dollar. They are buying at 26 kwacha 0.26 in Ngwe and selling at 26 kwacha 0.78 in Ngwe. We have the euro. They are buying at 28 kwacha 0.59 in Ngwe and selling at 29 kwacha 0.15 in Ngwe. We have the South African rand. They are buying at 1 kwacha 0.37 in Ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 14 Ngwe. We have the Great British Pound. They are buying at 33 kwacha 0.41 ngwe and selling at 34 kwacha 0.07 ngwe. That is our foreign. That is our money market for today, the 23rd of January 2024, as of 07:39 this morning hours. We do understand, that these exchange rates do vary from one bank to another. But anyway, our interest mainly has been on the dollar. We have seen that on the selling part, only a few cents for it, to be moving towards to 27. Yeah, it looks like we're going in that direction. But anyway, we are optimistic that at the end of the day we'll see some positivity, some changes at the end of the day. Yeah. Let's just a reminder to our viewers that in case you have just joined us, this is the Camnet TV Breakfast Show, and I'm your host, Miriam Kaiba. You'll be with me for an hour or so, where we're going to be looking at various issues that are affecting our country, and later on in studio I'll be joined by a guest who is going to help me as well as discuss various issues that are affecting our country. And quite interesting, we do understand that schools are set to open this month, which is on the 29th of January, and we understand that cholera cases keeps on increasing. Yesterday, on the 22nd of January, we did see an increase in the cases. We had about 449 cases recorded in the last 24 hours as of yesterday. Quite interesting. And schools are set to open, but we are aware that authorities have assured us that they have done massive sensitization as well as campaign, and ensuring that all these classes are vaccinated and everything is in check before the children go back to school. And quite interesting, amongst the cholera pandemic that we are facing as a country, we have also been told that COVID-19 cases are on the rise now. Yeah, so you need to ensure that you protect yourself from any cold. Ensure that you always frequent, you do the washing of the hands, always sanitize your hands, all of those. Make sure that you all follow those healthy guidelines that we were told to ensure that you protect yourself from COVID as well as cholera. But anyway, moving forward, let's just get to zoom in some of the stories that made headlines in our news yesterday. And just a reminder to our viewers that we have now officially opened our phone lines. You, our viewers, can take part in our conversation this morning by calling us on the number that is on your screen, as well as those who are watching us direct on Facebook. You can drop us a message so that we get interacted. Let's get to hear your comment and your views. How do you think, especially that schools will be opening next week, how do you think children should protect themselves from this pandemic that we're facing as a nation, cholera, as well as now we have been told that COVID-19 cases are on the rise? How do you think parents should help protect their children from these worst pandemics? Anyway, moving forward, let's get to read some of the stories that made headlines in our news as we get to have a discussion on the other side. So yesterday we did see governance activist Wesley Mianda, who has advised leaders at various levels to be proactive in dealing with issues that may be disastrous to the general citizenry. Mr. Mianda says it is unfortunate that most of the time leaders only come to realize certain dangers when disaster have already happened and lives are lost. Let's get to look at that story. We'll be back on the other side.
In the recent past, incidents of gunshots have been prominent, and a number of people have lost their lives due to misuse of firearms which people are keeping in their homes. The question of whether these firearms are licensed or not is a story for another day. President Hakainde Hichilema has directed Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Mwimbu and Inspector General of Police Grafo Musamba to review the gun licensing system. Speaking during the funeral service of former Zambia Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Ron Chikapwasha, President Hichilema mentioned that he has been seeing wrong usage of firearms, such as at parties.
Given the manner in which the General departed from us through gunshot wounds. And the observation I've made this year alone, from actually Christmas to New Year now, I have been seeing so much usage of firearms. At parties, people are carrying arms, they are loaded, they are going for a party. Why would you load a gun when you're going to a party? So I have directed the Inspector General of Police, the Minister of Home Affairs, to review the gun licensing system.
Governance expert and human rights advocate Wesley Mianda has commended President Hichilema for this directive.
This cannot come at a better time than this one, than now. Why? Because we have seen a lot of misuse of firearms. These guns are just in wrong hands, and actually it should not actually wait for the Republican president to issue a directive, because we have the Zambia police. We also have these, security wings in the country who are supposed to be actually proactive enough to ensure that these guns are only found in the right hands.
Mr. Mianda has, however, advised leaders at various levels of leadership to be proactive in dealing with issues that may be disastrous to the general public. He adds that it is unfortunate that most of the times leaders only come to realize about certain dangers, among them cholera and gunshot incidents, when lives are lost.
We should not wait for disaster. No, many times we have not taken time to look at certain things to ensure that we prevent certain calamities by actually taking punitive measures to ensure that some of these things that cause disaster actually are handled at the right time. Now I'll give you an example of the cholera outbreak. This is due to this kind of carelessness where we have a lot of uncollected, solid waste all over town, and we also have poor drainage system. We have seen time and again that these floods are all over when it comes to rain season, and yet we have engineers who are supposed to work on these things during dry season. It's unfortunate that the local authority actually have given out contracts to work on the drainage system during the rain season. What kind of work can you expect?
Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
There you have it. That is governance activist Wesley Mianda, who's raising concern over various issues, amongst them the issues of garbage and drainage, sanitation. At the end of the day, we have heard these stories all the time when we are toward the rain season. We have issues of, residents complaining about poor drainage system. We have residents complaining about, the local authority not collecting garbage. But we understand that the local authority have brought in these certain companies, to ensure that they, collect this garbage on behalf of the local authority. However, these companies seems like many are not doing their intended job, but nevertheless, again, it's up to us as citizens to ensure that we keep our environment clean at all times, and to ensure that we dispose of our garbage in the right place and not just dump them by the roadside. We're talking about cholera issues, we're talking about people dying daily. Okay, when we talk about cholera, we're talking about hygiene. Why are we failing to ensure that we keep our environment safe and clean at all time? This is something that it's a collective effort that we need to come together as citizens, as government, as everyone, to come on board and ensure that we fight this pandemic. Because 5 years from now, we'll continue crying about this pandemic if we're not doing anything. And let's go. Hello, good morning. Good to know that you're watching, Mr. Mlenga. Where are you watching us from?
I'm watching you from Luasha.
It's good to know that Luasha is watching us this morning. Please go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yes, I just want to concentrate on the issue of cholera.
Yes, please.
It's very unfortunate that having the disease that is there, the result of it. You know, I think the challenge with cholera in your country, when you look at most of the townships, especially when you look at the gardens, the amenities, you'll find that at least townships, they have interested. Besides the other, these balls, which I will refer to as dry. So we must control the things like that as long as we continue to use this testing. Then my next request is to use the partnership and constituency where they know. This money for PTA, make the government can start using this money to make a water for the toilet. And also we are supposed to provide this piped water in the township. That is when we are going to eliminate this disease cholera. Otherwise we will just be talking every year if it is rain season is come. As long as they don't put up this measure in place, we will continue to talk about cholera every day. Thank you so much, and we are humbled for your good program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mutale. Please enjoy the rest of your morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you have it. That is Mr. Mutale calling us all the way from Luancha. Indeed, we need to find a lasting solution when we're talking about, addressing the issues of cholera, because every time when it's during the rain season, we will continue to complain if measures. When we talk about measures, we're talking about extreme adequately measures are being put in place to ensure that, we find a lasting solution to put an end to this. We're talking about ensuring that we have clean water, ensuring that we have good drainage system, ensuring that we do not dispose garbage anyhow. But anyway, as we continue with our discussion, let's also get to look at another story where the government has launched the Project Management Liaison Office at the Ministry of Finance and National Planning to enhance the function of government. Speaking during the launch, Ministry Acting Permanent Secretary Planning and Administration, Lois Molove, says the liaison office will ensure that government projects are implemented under the required tenets of timeline, within budget and within good quality. Let's get to look at that story.
Government, in partnership with the Project Management Association of Zambia PISMAS, has launched the Project Management Liaison Office at the Ministry of Finance and National Planning. The launch of the office also saw the commencement of a two-day project management draft bill consultative meeting. GIZ is a cooperating partner who has supported the implementation of the office.
Zambia is planning to have a liaison desk to be located with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Investment Division. So GIZ has supported the ministry in developing new guidelines in project investment management and training, and also training selected ministries in project appraisals.
PISMA's President Dr. Shadrack Saidi says the office, besides providing standards of project management in the country, will enhance the regulation of professionals in the sector.
The launch of the PISMA's liaison office at the ministry is a strategic move to address the existing gaps in project management capacity within the public and private sector. This initiative is poised to introduce and uphold best practices in the project management profession for the benefit of the nation, citizens, and private investors.
Officiating at the event as guest of honor, Minister of Finance and National Planning, Acting Permanent Secretary Lois Molove says the launch of the office and subsequent PISMA's draft bill consultative meeting resonates with President Hakainde Hichilema's call for projects to be undertaken timely and at the right price and quality.
The partnership with PIMAS in the space of management of public projects aims at capacity building in project management skills, development of national standards for the profession of project management, accreditation of project management practitioners, certification of project management practitioners, performance management of public projects, and ultimately ensuring the highest value for citizens for public projects.
For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka. Chief Chipalo of the Bemba-speaking people of Luingu District in Northern Province has directed all headmen to implement cholera preventive measures. The traditional leader says headmen have 7 days, commencing Monday, to ensure the directive is implemented. He was speaking during a meeting for traditional leaders organized by the Ministry of Health in the district.
Naine imishi ngachakutilati uyu mulungu nalapelo mulungu mupakati naine nganapita muri imishi nkasange chilife chimochi bamwine mushi nabo bene bashikwetesha namaka bushikena mukaleta nami pelo mulungu mupakati apanga sange nafichinjako.
Chief Chiparo adds that Luingu is a transit town and preventive measures will ensure that cholera does not affect the district. Meanwhile, Luingu District Commissioner Chomba Chireshe has called for increased sensitization about the disease in the district.
So, umuri mama afyashibandi waifwe bonse. Bonse nga tuwabombela chapamu. Ukapita fyengo mwera. Tukesa ngo batikwali cholera. Lelo ifuta yatu kumineko. Tukalali kala abansansa bonse. Nokumfwa bwino. Tachawa ama ukulwalika.
The cholera outbreak has claimed more than 480 lives since it broke out in October 2023, now affecting about 7 provinces. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula.
Introducing Kapi Lodges Kafiwe, a beautiful place to spend your night. At Kapi Lodges, we have affordable and comfortable rooms to meet your expectations. We are located along Kafiwe Road, Shimabala area. For more details, contact us on +260 979 476307 or +260 976 057123 or +260 764 700 003. Email kapilodges@gmail.com. Kapi Lodges, my second comfort, home.
You're still watching the Camnet TV Breakfast Show with me, Miriam Kaimban. This morning, we are looking at issues surrounding cholera as well as COVID-19 as schools are about to open and other various issues that are affecting our country. But anyway, interesting enough, talking about cholera, we did see on Sunday where government cautioned local authority against allowing creation of new unplanned settlement. Local government and rural development minister Gary Nkombo has expressed the government's dedication effort to tackle unplanned human settlements by enforcing the Urban and Region Planning Act No. 3 of 2015 which provide for, among other key issues, that development control must be enhanced and enforced as provided in Section 71 of the Act. Quite interesting. This was also one of a contribution made by our previous caller, Mr. Mtali, all the way from Mwansha, who also spoke about the issue of an unplanned settlement, as well as pit latrine and other issues that are also contributing to the high cases of cholera that we continue to face as a nation. Imagine we're in the 21st century, but we're still having these challenges. We're still talking about issues to deal with cholera. This time around, as a country, we need to talk about how we can enhance our technology in the country, how we can improve our economy, and not fighting about issues of cholera. Hence, we do call upon everyone to come on board and ensure that in our various localities and our homes, we practice good hygiene. We make sure that we keep our environment clean at all times, and we ensure that we drink safe water. And also, when you call upon the local authority, we know that people always complain, drainage. But when they put those drainages in your areas, please do not throw garbage there. See, being your no, don't do that, please. Okay, this is the more reason why we keep on facing these challenges. Hence, we keep on emphasizing that those when you have garbage, please, if I can chape pamunche ngati munabini yangu if I can chape pamunche amene vanachita contract wa Lusaka City Council practice wa kazidoba mabini kwendo taya vaza kubwera noti kutenga manje mabini mwambotaya manje mrodi mwatenga mabini mwambotaya manje drainage system. No, don't do that. Always ensure that we understand and practice this good hygiene. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, madam.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm calling you from Kaoma, Mr. Suo.
It's good to know that Kaoma is watching us this morning. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah. I want to contribute on cholera.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, about the cholera, I want to say something very important. We have first to seek the Almighty God. About cholera, we have to seek it because the Bible says in Psalm 91 that God will protect you from the hidden dangers and God will protect you from all the deadly diseases, including cholera. So we have first to seek the Almighty God to pray that God may you help us, may you protect us from this disease. Number two, we have now to, prevention is better than cure. We have to maintain cleanness in our homes. Like now the school is about to open, we have to teach our children the cleanness just from our homes before even they go to school. That is what you should do when you go to school. Maintain this, do this, because there is this disease of cholera. Okay, are you getting, madam?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to seek the Almighty God. This is a very important issue because if God can bring even this, God can bring even this disaster. So if we just sit like that without even praying, nothing will happen. Diseases will just become day and night, and they will kill a lot of people. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. This is what I have.
Thank you so much for your contribution, and have a lovely good morning. There you have it, all the way from Kaoma. A quite good contribution there. You, our viewers, who was also just tuned in to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show, give us your contribution. How do you think, as parents, we should be teaching our children as they are going back to school, because we understand that schools will be opening on the 29th of this month. What are some of the good hygiene that parents should continue to tell their children as they go back to school, not forgetting that we have been told that COVID-19 is also on the rise. So we need to ensure that we mask up if we have a flu, and ensure that we sanitize our hands at all time. But anyway, let's get to look at this story from the Ministry of Local Government that we saw on Sunday.
Shanty compounds, locally known as combons, are informal housing compounds which are characterized by low income and high population density. Among the unplanned human settlements in Lusaka, Chibolya, Misisi, George and Kanyama top the charts of being the most populated townships in the city with poor standard roads and drainage systems. In order to respond to the current unplanned settlements, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has committed itself to enforcing the Urban and Regional Planning Act No. 3 of 2015. In a press statement issued 21st January 2024, Local Government and Rural Development Minister Garin Kombo says the act will be key in addressing unplanned human settlements in the city and weigh on possibilities of relocating some families.
Specific reference to the capital city of Lusaka. One of the interventions in upgrading the unplanned settlements to proper suburbs will involve the identification within the outskirts of the city pieces of land for possible resettlement of our people. This will facilitate for what is lacking now in terms of...
Mr. Nkombo further cautions local authorities against the creation of new unplanned settlements, but embrace the culture of comprehensive urban planning to ensure sustainable development.
This also goes to the local authorities, propelled by councillors and officers who are the agents of the Ministry of Lands in parceling out land, that we will not tolerate anything that is outside the integrated development plan that has been developed for about 45 local authorities, and we are at this point moving toward development of the integrated development plans for the remaining local authorities in our country. We are very hopeful that once we achieve this, we are going to be forgetting these constant outbreaks of waterborne diseases such as cholera.
The Urban and Regional Planning Act No. 3 of 2015 is an act that provides for the development, planning, and administration of principles, standards, and requirements for urban and regional planning for the country. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka. The Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, commenced speed camera enforcement on December 11th, 2023. Only a month of enforcement in various parts of the country, 45,000 motorists have been captured and issued with speed tickets. Road Transport and Safety Agency Public Relations Manager Mukela Mangolwa says it is saddening to record such numbers and urges motorists to drive at the appropriate speed. Mr. Mangolwa says the agency hopes to see a reduction of motorists being captured by the speed cameras in future.
At 400 ticket being sent out on a daily basis. Over the festive season, we saw this going to about 2,000 per day. And by last week, we had captured 45,000 motorists on the automated speed cameras. So people, I think, initially were not taking this innovation seriously. By now, people are receiving speed tickets. I'm sure they are paying attention now. And for us, we want to see a reduction in the numbers, which will mean that people are now complying with regulations when it comes to speed.
He has also clarified that motorists experiencing double ticketing is as a result of cameras being on both sides of the road. He further encourages members of the public to continue sending in feedback to the agency.
Also of people complaining of receiving double tickets. But in this case, what has been happening is that if you look at the Mumba Road, there are stretches where you have cameras on both sides of the road, meaning that you could be complying with the camera that is on your lane and ignore the other one, but these cameras are able to capture on both sides. So a lot of these are being captured from the back. They comply with the other one, but as they pass through that, they think they've already gone through the speed camera, so it's okay to increase speed, and then they're captured by the other camera. So people have to pay attention to both cameras on the single lanes.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
When we add value to our gemstones, we are actually creating employment for our youth, because at the moment we have the Ndola Gemstone Processing Lapidary Training Center, which trains a number of youth, both men, both boys and girls. But then when they graduate, the industry is so slim, so it is very difficult for them to get opportunities to be employed. So, and then the other reason is that when we add value, it means now we are also creating more value to our gemstones, and then in doing so, the economy shall be improved, and then at the same time, even the livelihood of the individual is going to improve. Because at the moment, like on the international market, and in particular in America, emerald, cut stone, or add when you add value to the emerald, the value is very, very, very high. It's unbelievable. And it's not only in America, but then in Europe as well. And at the moment, emerald is well sought after gemstone.
There you have it. Those are some of the stories that were making headlines in our news yesterday as well as over the weekend. But anyway, moving forward, just a reminder to our viewers that we are looking at issues to do with hygiene, the issues to do practicing good hygiene, how we can prevent cholera, keep ourselves safe, and not forgetting as children go back to school on the 29th of this month. And we have also been told that COVID-19 cases are on the rise, so that always ensure that you mask up and ensure that you sanitize your hands. But anyway, moving forward, we did see an interesting. Anyway, before I read out this story, let's go. Hello, good morning.
Well, good morning, thank you.
You are through to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Who are we talking to this morning?
You are talking to Mr. Solwezi.
It's good to know that Solwezi is watching us this morning. Please go ahead with your contribution.
My contribution, I just want to let you on for this camera media, the program has come from one of staff. This is a very good plan. Well, it will use some people who are good and they are not judging the record, and those who put people it's easy to clarify and to see that they are. So one wants to encourage you just to make sure that they all that here, whether it is from Kakawa to Kundura and Katua, and little black men. So I just encourage them to go ahead. About the other one, the foreign issue, children of school are spoken in class, so we don't know how they will do it. Maybe two classes a day or whatever. The boys in order the students in 108 in one class. This boy has been so deadly, so little students look at it, how they can do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Indeed, we have been told by government through the Ministry of Health that, measures have been put in place and to ensure the safety of the young ones as, schools open amid this pandemic and also the rise on cases of COVID-19. But you as parent out there, what message are you encouraging your children as they go back to school to ensure that they practice all the time and, keep themselves safe from this pandemic, deadly disease, I must say, because, we have lost several people and people continue to die from cholera as well as COVID-19. So what are you advising your children to ensure that, they keep themselves safe from cholera as well as COVID-19? One interesting case that we did see last week, which the president also talked about, the issue of firearms. We did see a story where a Lusaka man accused of shooting his friend during a drinking spree has complained over his continued detention for several days without being charged or granted police bond. Detained Isaac Mutalia has complained that several days after his arrest, he has not been taken to court. Mr. Mwale has since applied for habeas corpus, seeking in the Lusaka High Court a determination on the legality of his detention. He says he was arrested the other week for allegedly shooting his friend Richard after a misunderstanding, and as he cited the Attorney General in his application before the Lusaka High Court and claimed that his continued detention is unlawful and unconstitutional. So this reminds us, we did also see the president over the weekend who talked about, the issue of firearms and issued a directive to the Minister of Home Affairs and the Inspector General of Police to conduct a thorough review of the country's gun licensing system. Let's get to pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
We are fine, thank you. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm calling you from Livingstone, Jones Mukuma.
It's good to know that Livingstone is watching us this morning. Mr.
Thank
Jones, please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, I want to weigh in on what the Minister of Local Government has spoken.
Yes, please.
Yes, it is good. But the problem that we have in this nation, it is the written speeches by technocrats, but no action done on those written speeches. As of now, my sister, Zambia needs revolutionary actions. Not talking rhetoric all the time. No. We need revolutionary action upon any problem that weighs on the nation. Cholera is a situation that has solution. But the problem is that the people who are in government, the people who have been given the responsibility to run government have got no solution. That is the problem that we have. Look at even the man that was there yesterday, Mr. Antipodi Banda, on the national matters. He has no solution. I want to tell you that Solwesi, there was no mind there. But it took a revolutionary solution, a revolutionary idea from Muleti Manawasa to take electricity there, high voltage electricity. And today we have got Lumwana, today we have got Kalumila, today Northwestern Province is producing copper. The idea of saying we must have industries outside Lusaka, and that man yesterday would say, where will electricity come from? Where will roads come from? But he wants to be the president of this nation. That shows what kind of leaders that we have in this nation. We have got leaders who do not have ideas, no solution to the problem. That problem in Lusaka, it is just depopulating. The reason why they came there is because they are looking for jobs. Industrialization is the problem that has brought that cholera situation there. But if we can scatter industries in Kasemba, in Dundumasi, there in Kaputa, people will begin to follow industries that side, and Lusaka will be depopulated. Please, if the better solution, let them consult us, we'll give them solution, and let them have revolutionary reaction upon this nation. Not only talking, we will not keep talking. Zambia is breaking. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Please do have a lovely morning all the way from Livingstone there. The contribution coming in, we have been told that, these those in public office do not have solutions to our problems because we keep on facing these issues. But anyway, we do respect each and everyone's opinion when we come on this platform. But you, our viewers, in case you've just joined the Camnet TV Breakfast Show, we are looking at issues pertaining to cholera, how we can ensure that, we address this issue adequately, and in the near future we do not face similar situation where we keep on every time when it's during the rain season we have issues of cholera, we have people dying, not forgetting now that we have COVID-19. What other measures should we put in place to ensure that we do not lose more lives, and as well as protect our children as they go back to school on the 29th of this month. Let's get to accommodate some of the comments on our Facebook page. We have Zondiwe Mpiri who says, my take on cholera and review on Gun Licensing Act is as follows. On both matters, it's apparent that government is being reactive instead of being proactive. Do we have to wait until lives are lost for us to create a certain perception that we are on top of things? Rain season comes with floods, and we expect favors from God despite not putting in our effort to clean our surrounding, and we want to cry foul to government. Government should also be serious because they know the cholera hotspot. It's embarrassing to be talking about such issues so many years after independence. Yeah, that is a comment from Mr. Piri on Facebook. After independence, we are still looking at issues regarding cholera. Very sad, very sad. That's why we keep on emphasizing that, us in our various homes, let's ensure that, we keep our surrounding, our environment clean at all time. We practice good hygiene. Don't get the rubbish and just throw them on the road and expect no boma and anganepo. No, it's an effort that everyone should come on board and ensure that we fight this pandemic. At the end of the day, we're going to be the ones losing our loved ones because we're going to have this mindset of saying no boma and anganepo. I understand that certain areas, certain things are beyond us, but things that we can manage to do, let's do them and ensure that we keep our environment safe at all times. But anyway, right about now, let's just take a short break and we'll be right back.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those that have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
What if I never knew? What if I never found you? I never had this feeling in my heart.
Are
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet Media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends, and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to having home. And as far
This is the state of the sewer network in Lusaka's Kaunda Square Stage 1 amid the cholera outbreak which has claimed over 270 lives in the country. The historical sewage overflow in the area has many affected Sawasawa Road. Some residents spoken to have wondered how the sewage challenge has been left unresolved for many years.
Sera bapita koma wantu akapanga mamotoka mu road ndepe wakamba bati matuvi akafuasa si wakamba hapo wangara bapita na road chito che skizi wakutiwa sevenza chiani.
Initially we've had this problem for close to 2 months to 3 months. I think you can see, and we've got children, so apparently we've had this problem for a long time, and you see we've got a problem of cholera now. So I think the government should try and help us in any way.
So what I'm trying to illustrate is the condition of this Sawasawa Road, Kaunda Square Stage 1. These sewers, they are sewering too much.
Monari Ward 38 Councillor Mirupi Lubasi, however, says his office, in collaboration with the area member of parliament, have commenced measures to address the challenge.
Yes, so the measures that were put in place, since we have had this problem, as you are aware, the last 3 months, we were trying to replace the squatting toilets with the sitting toilets. That we have done. So now, we're just waiting. We wrote a letter. Our MP is working on it. We want Lusaka to come and replace the small pipes, the small system, because we have small pipes, so that you can put the bigger pipes.
With President Hakainde Hichilema Tuesday expressing the need to find a lasting solution to the cholera situation, especially in Lusaka, these are areas of concern which needs attention. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka. Flooding is sparing no one, as these security dogs may soon have no shelter. For many humans, they are displaced from their houses as water is reaching above the knee. This is the situation in Lusaka's Kanyama constituency, Makeni Villa area, where hundreds of houses, including community infrastructure, is submerged in water. The annual flash floods continue to worsen in recent years due to climate change, also attributed to poor settlement planning and lack of drainages.
But chintu chikuru mani chametirira muno mwakanyama ni drainages. Once ngati batipangira drainages, inchi manzi aya zachita bwanji yazachepa. So vuto yakuti vamene vanaliko kumbuyo kuti navauza pankani ya drainage. Va National Service vanawapasa kupanga drainage vanango kumba ku Makeni Simpson ija sivanaisirize vanakangiwa.
Mr. Tembo has called on government to engage seasoned engineers to address the flooding situation in this area.
Government kusogolo kungatipasa ma contract yopanga ma drainage mwakanyama. Pasani chema Chinese. Never mind kukamba tino ndrama zizamba kwenda outside country. Because the national service they are the failures. Ni wantu watu but bakangiwa. So tifuna ma Chinese wali first ndiye banapanga tamaki na ma drainages yali ndiye banayapanga. So problem upo sign a contract government ima sign vintu very cheap.
Meanwhile, speaking when he toured the area United Party for National Development, UPND member Benia Chomboa has urged those in government to address the flooding situation with the urgency it deserves.
The problems that they are going through, and for me, it's a wake-up call for us in the UPND and also our colleagues in government to quickly pull up their stockings. We will not have this same situation, colleagues from the media, every year. That's not right. Can we have a solution quickly, because we are talking about cholera in Kanyama now, and then we have, look at the floods in the house.
For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
A very sad situation there in Kanyama Villa that happened last week, where a lot of houses were submerged in water due to floodings, as well as we did see a story there in Kaunda Square where issues of sewer have been a source of concern. I heard one resident saying the sewer is sewering too much. But anyway, it has continued. Issues of sewer in Kaunda Square have continued to be, a source of concern to the residents. Almost on most occasions, they do face such challenges. But anyway, like we heard from the councillor there, that they are going to take drastic measures to ensure that the issue, the concern rather, is addressed there permanently. We don't want, because this is rain season, and that water that was coming out there, it's coupled with flood water. We're talking about areas where it gets flooded all the time. We have children, maybe those who do not have gumboots, are walking barefooted in that rainwater. Let's talk about the disease, okay? Let's talk about the health condition, all these risk factors. It's a very sad situation. Hence, we call on the local authorities to ensure that, issues such as sewer, they are addressed. We don't want to face situation like this every time during the rain season. No. We are putting the lives of people in danger, as well as it is a call to our residents out there. That, we had previously the Minister of Water, Mr. Mike Mposha, who did allude to the fact that most of the times, some residents are fond of, throwing different stuff in these, toilets. So most of the times they create this blockage on the sewer system. So these are issues that we also need, to look at as citizens at the end of the day, in as much as we want government to address our concerns. But anyway, this has been Miriam Kaimba. This is where we call it a day on the breakfast show this morning. I was supposed to be joined by a guest, however, they couldn't make it due to some, technical issues that they faced along the way. But nevertheless, tomorrow I will bring you another exciting edition of the Camnet TV Breakfast Show, where I'll be looking at governance, politics, as well as other current affairs issues. For now, it's bye-bye and stay blessed. This has been Miriam Kaimba and my IT personnel, Isaac. It's bye-bye and stay blessed.